welcome to a brand new video on the Basel United Superfans YouTube channel. Today doing a Q&A answering my Instagram followers and my Facebook friends questions that you've put in on the post and the questionnaire that I put on Instagram and the post I put on Facebook. So I got as many questions in as possible. I've got them all here in front of me, ready to read them out, because normally I'd have to do it a really awkward way, have to film, then stop, look at the other question. I'd probably forget the question, have to go back and look at it, it'd just take forever. Whereas I just thought it'd be easier if I sent the questions to myself on, I know that sounds really sad, I sent the questions to myself on Twitter so that I could then go on Twitter on here and then read the questions as I go along. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into this. Hope you enjoy it. If you do, make sure you please leave a like. Please subscribe. We're nearing 400 subscribers, and if we reach there, that'll be greatly appreciated. But yeah, hope you enjoy the video, and yeah, let's get on with it. So, first question comes in from a subscriber to the YouTube channel, and he also has his own YouTube channel. Make sure you go and subscribe. His name on YouTube is Joseph on Tour, and his Instagram name is Joseph_on_tour_YT. Quite awkward with the amount of underscores you've got there, Jack. I'm not going to lie to you, mate. I'm pretty sure Jack's your first name and Joseph's your last name. I do apologise if I've got that wrong, mate. Sincerely apologise. But yeah, here we go. He asked me Chelsea or Tottenham. So, not because you're a Chelsea fan, because I know you are, but purely because of just, and I think most London clubs don't like each other, mainly because it's a derby. Obviously, you know, you're in one city, so if you play another London club, it automatically becomes a derby. So, for example, even though West Ham are on the opposite side of London to, say, Fulham or Chelsea, it's still considered a London derby. So, you know, it's pretty good to win the game because, you know, you have bragging rights. But purely because most West Ham fans hate Tottenham. I hate Tottenham. You hate Tottenham. We all hate Tottenham. Who doesn't hate Tottenham? So I'm going to say, just for that fact, Chelsea, because of West Ham's rivalry. What just happened? Rivalry with Tottenham. So I choose Chelsea. Yeah. So also we seem to beat we seem to beat you more than we beat Tottenham. So.
We seem to beat you more than we beat Tottenham, so...
Stop it. Get some help.
So, the second question I got asked is also from Joseph. He asked West Ham or Basildon. Now, this one's a tough one to answer because, you know, obviously, West Ham, I've supported them all my life. Basildon, supported them since about late 2017, I'd say. So, I've supported West Ham all my life, but Basel United are my local non-league club, therefore, it's like, so I support Basildon as well. Obviously, which is which is proven by the fact that I go and watch them every week, apart from at the moment, obviously, because of the global situation that's going on at the moment. So, I mean, I don't know. So, I've been asked the question, if I was in a situation where West Ham played Basildon somehow, maybe if they come up against each other in the FA Cup, I don't know what I'd do. I mean, I'd be happy if Basildon won, and I'd be happy if West Ham won, because obviously I support them both. But I probably do have to go with Basildon, mainly because, obviously, yes, I have supported West Ham all my life, and I've only supported Basildon for the last, I don't know, 2 years. I mean, technically, I've only been supporting them about a year and a half, because of the fact that back in 2017, I only went to 2 games for Basildon, which were when they were in the Essex Senior League. So I can't really count it as supporting, but I can in a way, because I kept an eye on their scores. I wanted them to win, because obviously they're local. But I'd probably go with Basildon because I go there every week. Whereas, I follow Basildon home and away. Yeah, I go to some West Ham away games. I follow West Ham. I watch their games when I can. and you know I go as much as possible, but I'd have to go with Basildon mainly because I support them every week. I watch them every week. Obviously, as I've mentioned, not at the moment because of the whole global situation and all football being cancelled. Which, by the way, in case you hadn't heard, the FA did cancel all football under from National League downwards. So Basildon's season did come to an end. But obviously the fear was if that situation did happen, would Basildon be relegated? Because obviously we were bottom of the league. However, the FA decided that there will be no promotion, no relegation. It will just stay as it is. So all teams will remain in the division they are in currently. So yeah, that's the current situation with football. Obviously, it's kind of strange because professional football still haven't, like the top 4 tiers of English football still haven't announced that whether they'll like just cancel the season altogether. It's kind of strange because I thought they would have by now, but they haven't. So yeah, it's kind of weird. But thanks for your first 2 questions, Joseph. I'm pretty sure there are a few more from you. The next question comes in from a friend of Mia's, Kelly King. She asked, when was your first Basildon United game? Well, let me think. So I don't know the exact date, but it was a few years ago, back in 2017, as I mentioned. Basildon United against FC Romania in the Essex Senior League. They won 2-0. Basildon United, I can't remember the goal scorers, it was just that long ago. So yeah, it was back then. They were still in the Essex Senior League. They got promoted that season, so then obviously me and Mia started watching them weekly. But yeah, really enjoyed it, and really it was a good decision to start watching Basildon every week. And but yeah, thanks for your question, Kelly. Next question comes in from a good friend of mine, Alfie Collins. He asked, who is the best player and manager in the Isthmian North? Now this is a hard one, to be fair, because there are so many players, obviously, that could go down in the category as bad, good, okay, excellent, you know. It's kind of a hard one because I don't really know many that are like further out, because obviously I'm Essex. I know more of the Essex / like East London sort of teams, Thurrock as well. So I don't know, like, because obviously you've got like Cambridge and Histon and Dereham and all that kind of stuff. So I don't actually know any of their players really. But it's kind of hard, really. I'd probably say someone like maybe Jason Hallett, who plays for Canvey. If I was looking at someone like a Basildon player, I'd probably say Adam Weiss, maybe. Obviously he's a good player, you know. Adam Weiss. Manager, I don't really know. In terms of managers, I'd probably say someone like Mark Harrison, who manages Tilbury. Obviously he used to be Basildon manager. Now I'm not just saying that because obviously good friends with Mark. I'm saying it because if you look at what he's done in terms of when he first took over Tilbury, they were in a relegation battle. He took them up to almost the playoff positions in a matter of what I think like 2 or 3 months. So yeah, you know, that was excellent. I'd also probably look at someone like, now a lot of people would think I'd go for the Maldon Tiptree manager. However, I don't know him personally really. So I mean, I don't know who he actually is, to be fair. I don't know his name. So I know that sounds bad, but yeah, I'd probably go as well with someone like Mark Benterman, who is the Whittam Town manager. My reason for him is, if you look at what Whittam Town's position was like last season, they were second from bottom in the league. They had to win on the final day. Excuse the noise in my background. My dad's playing his Xbox, and yeah. Obviously they were really badly struggling, not just in terms of their results and their position in the league. They were struggling financially. They were just struggling altogether. And then Mark Benterman's come in this season from, I think, probably a much lower division, and he's come up to the Isthmian North, and he's doing so well with them. Obviously, not the best, but they're doing okay. They're getting good results. They've got some good players together. I must admit, they've got a lot more fans there as well, so they're obviously attracting more attendance. And obviously, just given their league position and their recent results, obviously towards the end of the season, was just very, very good. So, I'd probably say, in my opinion, it's between Mark Bentham and Mark Harrison. Obviously, I could be biased and say Alex Salmon, the Basildon manager, because again, he's another manager who's coming from a much lower division and he's actually doing pretty well. Towards the end of the season, he was doing very well. We may not have got the results, but there was a massive, and I mean massive, improvement in our performances. And I mean, he's just the type of manager we needed. He's very vocal. He works well with the players. And that's not to say previous managers haven't done so, but I find that he's very vocal in the box, not in the box, in the technical area. So that's the type of manager you need. Someone who's gonna shout at the players, someone who's gonna make them work their hardest. And you can see the massive improvement we had. It's just a shame we couldn't get results, but I mean, as I said, results weren't too bad, but we could have picked up a few more points, I reckon. Given the team we had, it weren't a bad team. So, yeah. But we just got to go again next season and see what happens. Thanks for your question, Alfie. Next question comes in from Andy Wilkins, who is a Canvey supporter. He asks, who's the most underrated club in Essex? Who's the club with the most interesting history in Essex? Now, that's an interesting one because I've always looked... So, I'm going to start off by answering the second part of the question. So, for me, between the two clubs with the most interesting history in Essex, I'd probably say it's between, for me, Grays Athletic and Canvey Island. And I'm not just saying that because you support Canvey, but I'm genuinely saying that because of their history and how well they used to do. There is so much history with Canvey, and Grays as well. They've both been in the conference in the past 2 decades. They've both gone really far in the FA Cup. They've both competed against teams in the Football League. The last 2 decades. To be fair, just historically, they are great clubs. You look at the type of club that Grays Athletic used to be. They used to be well off financially. They used to be like a top club. They used to be a great club to go and play against, I guess. And also Canvey and Grays used to be a bit of a derby as well. I don't know the full story of it, but I know Jonathan Andrews, a Canvey supporter who I speak to, he explained it to me once, but I can't actually remember it. But yeah, I might message him and then get him to tell me, and if I do, I'll leave a picture there. And then looking at the most underrated club in Essex. Now that again is a bit of a tricky one to answer. To be fair, I don't actually know. I could be biased and say someone like Basildon because obviously, given the team we have, we could be achieving much better than what we did. So I don't know really how to answer that one. I might just leave that one because I don't actually know. But I answered the second part to your question. So yeah, you got part of it answered. But I don't know really what to answer for the first part. A question from Mark Bentham, who I was just talking about earlier, Witton Town manager. He asked, what made you get into watching football and why Basildon United? So the first part of your question, what made me get into football, I have a football mad family. Some of them no, they're not football mad, but a lot of them yes. I was born obviously into a family full of West Ham supporters, Arsenal supporters, Leyton Orient, I think, Southend. It's just... it was just part of, it was kind of what I was born into, the kind of family I was born into that was, that love football. There's a lot of passion for football in my family. A lot of my family are season ticket holders at West Ham, so they go and watch them every single week, and they're passionate no matter what the results are and whatnot. I can't say that they enjoy it because of how West Ham play, but yeah, there is a lot of passion for football in my family. And why Basildon United? Well, that's quite a simple answer, to be fair. Local non-league football club, it's not like it's expensive football. It's not like I'm paying 50 quid a week to go and watch Basildon United. It's cheap, it's good football. There's kind of a family sort of feel to non-league football. So supporting Basildon United, not only because they're a non-league club, and they need the support, not only because they're a local team, but because of the feel you get when you watch a non-league club. So you go to a professional game, you're not going to be as close to the players as you are when you go to a non-league game. Like when I go to a Basel United game, after the game, I'm on the pitch, I'm high-fiving the players after the game. I'm very close to them. I'm in the dressing room talking to them, whatnot. And you go to a Premier League game, you know, yeah, players say they appreciate the fans, but do they as much as non-league players do? Not really. I mean, it's been proven so many times. I mean, there are the odd couple of players that are quite genuine and are like, they will go over, they will thank fans, they will, you know, but you go to a non-league game, you'll be proper close with the players, you'll be proper close with everyone there. So it's just brilliant. I love it there. So thanks for your question, Mark. Appreciate that. Next question comes from Albert Perry, who is a Basel United player. He is, I believe, an under-18s player as well as playing in the senior team. So he asked, who's your favourite Basel United player / young talent? So there's two for me. In terms of like the second part of your question, young talent. I'd go for Luke Jackson or yourself actually, Albert Perry. I'm saying Albert Perry, but I'm referring to you. So I'd say Luke Jackson because I've seen him play several times and I feel like he's got a good future ahead of him. Yeah, he hasn't scored an abundance of goals in senior football, but he's got plenty of time ahead of him. And from what I've seen in terms of like his performances, his attitude towards the game, he's just brilliant. I've seen him play like in terms of like playing under 18 games, and he scores plenty of goals. He's a very good player. So I reckon he'll go far in terms of senior football. Obviously, he was on loan at Southend Manor last season, and spent his time there. I think he played like a couple of games for Basildon. He scored his first senior goal for Basildon as well, which was absolutely brilliant. Unfortunately, annoyingly, I wasn't there, and I'd been waiting for that for so long because I was quite close with Luke, and I'd been waiting for that for so long. I was speaking to his dad, and I was saying, like, I can't wait until like Luke scores his first goal, and like I hope I get it on camera. And then what happens? I'm not there one night, and he scores. So, yeah, that was kind of disappointing. Favourite Basel United player, if we're speaking present, if we're speaking present, I'd probably say Adam Weiss, because he's just a brilliant player all round. You can rely on him to score some goals. You can rely on him you can just rely on him to be a great player in general. So, you know, there's the answer to that one. Thank you very much for your question, Albert. Next question comes from Jake Sussex. Will the season finish? If not, will Basildon be automatically relegated? Obviously, I've already kind of answered that question in saying that the season is over because of the whole global situation, and obviously it's just chaotic. So obviously, to answer the second part of the question, no, Basildon weren't automatically relegated because of the league. The FA decided that there will be no relegation, no promotion, because that would just be unfair. So because obviously mathematically, and I was watching Joseph on Tour's video the other day, and I watched his Q&A, and someone asked him a similar question, saying, what do you think will happen in the league? Actually, no, I was the one who asked him the question, actually. I said, what do you think will happen with the league? And he said that mathematically, Manchester City, as much as it seems impossible, because of the massive point gap there is between Liverpool and Manchester City, as impossible as it seems, they can still mathematically get that title. If Liverpool were to slip up, they could get that title. But in terms of Basildon, Romford, who were in 19th, were only a few points ahead of Basildon. So mathematically, Basildon could still get out of the relegation place. So it would be unfair to hand Basildon a relegation. It would be unfair if Manchester City lost out to the title to Liverpool, as impossible as it seems, as I said. So it would be unfair for Liverpool to be handed the title. even though mathematically Manchester City can still catch up. The same with the Isthmian League. It would be unfair if Malden and Tiptree were handed the title because I believe Haybridge, who are in second, could still mathematically get there. And other teams still could as well. If Malden and Tiptree were to slip up, and they have been actually losing a few games recently, they had been anyway. They lost to Romford, they lost to Tilbury. They've only lost 2 games, granted, but obviously it could turn into something consistent. Obviously, that's impossible now because the season's over, it's void, so it doesn't matter anymore. But yeah, thank you for your question, Jake. That's why that question is actually still there, because that's how long I've been waiting to do this Q&A, but I've completely been lazy and forgotten. Now, I've been filming for about 20 minutes now, therefore I don't want to let this video go on too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload it in 2 parts. So this is part 1, this is the end of part 1. About 20 or 21, 22 minutes it is. And then I'll be doing part 2. I think I'm going to go and have some dinner, and then I'll be doing part 2 afterwards. But yeah, if you did enjoy part 1, please make sure you leave a like. Please subscribe. As I said, nearing on 400 subscribers, so please make sure you do that. Please turn on post notifications so you never miss a video. And yeah, I'll see you in part 2, people.